It's the Soul Fantasy Show, Soul Fan Show. Hey, it's the Soul Fantasy Show live for May 16th, 2021. Going over the top picks, plays, and studs for Draftkings and Fanduel. If you already haven't, please subscribe to this channel. With the season winding down, we only have a small amount of regular season games left. So, might as well this is pretty much the last couple of times you're going to see a lot of these guys. So there's 10 games. 10 game slate. You're not going to see 10 gamers that much more. You're going to see small slates soon, which is what I like. When there's 10 games, it's so hard to roster people because it's just like the lottery. If there's more lottery balls to pick from, you have less of a chance to win. There's less lottery balls, like the big three. It's easier to win. So, there we go. All right, well, MVP candidate. Jokic is one of the best players I've seen in a while this year. He's 10,800. He's more than the Greek Freak. So that's why he's an MVP candidate. It's either going to be him or Embiid. They're the best players right now. He had a 58, 69, and a 53. He's getting in the upper 50s, projected 55. He's the sole stud of the day. All right, so we have Greek, who currently, while he's playing Saturday night, wasn't doing too great. I don't expect to pay up for him. There's Harden, Towns, Durant. 52 is the last one he got. Harden's really a good play. In previous seasons, you wouldn't see Jokic over Harden. Harden would always be the most expensive guy, but right now, when he's playing alongside Durant, look, Durant's only 9,600, and Irving. All three of them guys have 100. Boom, 100. Mid-level rank out. That's him. So they have a middle of the pack game. Well, they're playing Cleveland. They're bad. But they're pretty bad. It's an easy matchup for them. All three of them are playing. All three of them are viable at the same time. He was cold, but Durant's been really smoking hot. Harden's been hot. When he plays, he hasn't played that much. Okay. So those three guys are on my radar. I'll play one of them at least. All right, so Jokic, he is really good today. This man, Vukovic, all right, 9,700. His opponent rank is 16-9, getting 1.47 fantasy points a game. All right, we have Drummond, Paul, Marcus Cousins. Marcus Cousins only 3,400. He's dealing with a foot injury, so he may not play. They're saying if he does play, he has a 97 here, so he's getting 1.34 fantasy points per minute. So if he's getting minutes and he's playing, I think for 3,400, he's definitely in play. Bam, who is always hot, 48, 42. He'll get 30 to 50 fantasy points. He had 53 and 51 last against Detroit. Detroit's horrible. There you go. Now, believe it or not, the fourth net, Blake Griffin, is up there. He's only 4,600. These are good numbers. 23, 25, 33, 31. For 4,600, that's fire. All right, Lillard, 96. Luka Doncic's in this one. 54, 57, 23. He's 10,300. Rudy Gobert. Tobias Harris, only 7,100. Get him while you can. He's an all-star, in my opinion. He is an all-star. I mean, he's only 7,100. That's a pretty good price to throw him in. If you want to look for a mid-range price guy, Tobias Harris, he can get you 50 fantasy points on nights, some nights, especially against Orlando. Orlando's terrible. And most likely, I'm guessing Joel Embiid might not play. So Tobias Harris will be definitely in play. They should probably rest Joel Embiid, but we'll see. I don't know. Sometimes they do. It's a meaningless game. The Sixers already clinched the number 1 seed in the East. There's John Collins. All right. Gordon, Sabaka, Collins. Let's see him. 23, 31. Gordon, 27. Averaging 1 fantasy point per minute. His opponent rank is 19. His position is at 24. So he has an easy matchup, and he's only 5,200. He will score you 30 big fantasy points. Serge, Markkanen. Okay, there's some of those stats. Sorry. There you go. Well, Serge Sabaka has a very, very easy matchup. All right. So he's getting over a fantasy point per minute. He's only 4,700. So let's see. He had a 30, and he had 27 and 34 his last 2 against OKC. This guy's definitely, for 4,700, he probably will get you that desired 30 fantasy points you're looking for. Markkanen is only 3,600. McCollum, 7,600. Here's some. We'll go down this list and show you these stats. Ben Simmons, probably won't play. That will yes. So I'm gonna just say he's out. I'm pretty sure Ben Simmons will be out. I don't know about Embiid. I don't see him on here yet. But if we go to our centers, let's go to. If we go to center, let's see if he's on there. See, he's not. Yeah, he's playing. Sorry. So Simmons. That was my mistake. Simmons is out and Embiid's in. I knew somebody was going to rest on the Sixers because they are the best. Better than the Nets. Now, when you look at the top centers, Joel Embiid only 10,100. He should be... This is just because he isn't really trying hard right now. He doesn't have to. He's trying to take it easy because he's getting ready for some easy matches in the playoff. He wants to get to that NBA championship game and then hopefully get to the main championship. So he's trying to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's trying to get to the regular finals. He is not worrying about this season, but they are playing Orlando. So I would probably leave out Embiid. Davis now, 34, but he will screw you. He'll get that 77 out of nowhere. And you'll be like, whoa! And everybody with him will beat you. So, but he's 10,002. He's a little expensive, but he's a great player. So it's $10,200. Clint Capella, 2930, 1.37 fantasy points per minute. This gentleman's back, 26, 54, 45, 1.34 fantasy points per minute, projected about at a 33. For 7,100, I'd rather play Tobias Harris, but if you don't trust Tobias Harris and you think he's going to have a cold night, play Nurkic. If you have 7,100 to spend exactly or around there. There's John Collins. He's a little, if you want to save a little bit of money, throw in Collins. If you want to save a lot of money, you have Portis, you have Covington, and you even have Young. This is a very huge monster slate. Zubac, Ibaka, Lopez. Lopez is not getting a fantasy point per minute. He probably won't help you out. Dwight Howard is getting over a fantasy point per minute. So for 4,500, he was suspended, so he's back against Orlando. If Embiid isn't getting a lot of minutes, Howard will step up, and he could be a very viable option there. There's Naz Reid, Cantor, Green, Harrell. All right. So we looked over some of the players. Here's some of the top watch guards. Harden, Donick Lillard, Trae Young. He's only 8,800. So he had a 28 last time, so that's why he's a little bit cheaper. Let's see what he was last time. he was 9,100. So he's been priced down a little bit. You can always tell due to that 28 performance he had against the horrible Orlando Magic. See, he was in the 50s, and look, he was 9,600. But then when he scored at 40, that was low, so they lowered him down. And then they kept him around there. And then he was in 9,100. Today, he's 8,800. So he's a great sleeper of the day for the price tag. The sole price tag of the day. I don't know. All right, you got Paul George, 8,100. If you don't want to spend that 8,800, go with Paul George. Paul George is good. Let's see all his stats. So, on April 28th, he had 50 fantasy points. On April 23rd, he had 60. On April 20th, he had 56. On April 16th, he had 61. He had a 60, 50. Look at these numbers he was at. So, right now, he's 8,100. So, he's very affordable from where he was at. Because maybe these guys aren't trying as hard. So you got to watch out. It's the end of the season. If they don't have anything to play for, they're not going to bust their asses. No, they're not. Let's go over some lineups. Here's the sleepers and studs. Here's under 6,000. These are some sleepers right here. Okay. Guys you can throw in. Danny Green is recovering from a left hip injury. He probably won't play, so that helps out Tobias Harris. Helps other Sixers out. Alright, the Sixers are a very good team. Don't underestimate them. These are all the guys under 6K. It's a 10 gigantic game slate. These are the top watch guys. These are guys you should be throwing in there for low prices. All right, those are that. These are the studs. These are studs. Here's all the studs. Jokic the Soul, stud of the day. Greek, Luka, Davis, Towns. Okay. You got the big three from the Nets, Lillard. This is up there. He's 8,300. 56-64 against Minnesota. He might look at that. And he had a 76. He had 40 fantasy points, and I only projected him at 36, but he could easily get you that money. Yes, he can. Oh, yes, he can. All right, lineups. Here's the 10-game main slate lineup. I will give you 20 lineups real quick. A few more, and then I'll do a bunch of FanDuel lineups. The FanDuel part of the show is coming up right now. FanDuel lineups. FanDuel. I don't know why I have it highlighted. Sorry about that. They threw Simmons in there. He might not play, so don't take that lineup seriously. Instead of Simmons, you can... Oh, man. Drew Holiday over Simmons? I don't know. They have Simmons really cheap today because he probably won't play. Chris Middleton, they're so hard to get him in there. So there's LeBron James. He's there. Don't forget about LeBron James. So LeBron James. Let's see. They're not showing much about him. He was not on the radar. He's not being watched. Some of these guys aren't playing hard right now. You're gonna, when the playoffs come, you're gonna see this guy highlighted big time. Really. And this is all day. That was the main slate. Back to Draftkings. What singles do they have? So, they have 5 different singles, so I'll go over them. The Boston Celtics are really struggling right now. I wouldn't even touch those guys with a 10-foot gigantic pole. I would not touch any Celtics if I were you. Unless you're playing the showdown, then you have to. Showdowns are fun. They're hard because there's not a lot of there's only so many lineups that you can do. A lot of people do similar lineups, obviously. Because look, there's only 6 guys. And it's one game. And yeah, now, a lot of the times people pick captains, and you have to nail that captain. Usually, the top lineup, or the top couple of lineups, will have the same captain with maybe 1 or 2 differentiations in there. See, this is nice. This has LeBron and Davis, and even Davis is the captain. But you have to deal with Kira Lewis, who might not do anything. Then you have Drummond, Hayes, and Bledsoe. This is not a bad lineup. This is a pretty nice lineup right here. I would be playing this all day. I might play this Laker one. Let's see if we can get more. Oh, here's one. LeBron James, Davis, Drummond, Kira Lewis, again, Hayes, and Harrell. You could put Harrell or put your Bledsoe in. So, see, the winner will come down to this very decision here. Who you throw in as captain. Maybe you want to get Davis out. Have Schroeder in there. See, this is never nothing. Something like this. This could work right here. This is a good lineup right here. This is something I would do. You throw a little different captain in there. You still have LeBron and Davis in there. It's the Soul Fantasy Show. Soul Fan Show.